everyone, it's Sam here from Sugar Spun Run, and today I'll be showing you how to make my favorite birthday cake recipe. Everyone should have a good, classic, go-to birthday cake recipe, and today I'm sharing mine in honor of my website's 4th birthday. Now this recipe is pretty simple. It yields a 3-layer moist vanilla cake that's packed full of sprinkles. It's pretty simple to make, so let's get started. Now the first thing you'll want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, for your ingredients, you're going to need 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and you want this to be softened to room temperature. I'm going to add mine to the bowl of a stand mixer. And if you don't have a stand mixer, you can certainly use an electric hand mixer instead. Now that I've added my butter, I'm going to turn my mixer on to low speed, and I'm just going to stir this butter until it's nice and creamy. Now we'll add our sugar, and you will need 3 cups of granulated sugar. I know it seems like a lot, but remember we're making a 3-layer cake today. So now that we've added our sugar, turn your mixer back to medium speed and we'll beat until the sugar and butter are nicely combined. Now we'll add our eggs. You'll need 3 large eggs and you want these to be at room temperature. We're going to add them one at a time with our mixer on low speed until each is combined. Next we'll stir in 1 tablespoon of pure vanilla extract. Now that we have our wet ingredients prepped, you're going to need a separate bowl for your dry ingredients. You will need 4 cups plus 2 tablespoons of cake flour for this recipe. Add 1½ teaspoons of baking soda, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, and 1½ teaspoons of salt. We'll just whisk these together until everything is completely combined. We are just about ready to combine our wet and dry ingredients to make our birthday cake batter, but there's still one more ingredient you need, and that is 2 cups of buttermilk. Now, the way we're going to do this is we're going to alternate adding our flour mixture and our buttermilk. You're going to add some of the flour mixture, stir until it's just combined, add some of the buttermilk, and then stir until that's just combined, and then repeat until you have used up all of your flour and all of your buttermilk. Now I always recommend starting and finishing with the flour mixture. I'll usually add that in about 4 or 5 parts and the buttermilk in about 3 or 4 parts. Another thing I want to note is that I always do this part by hand. You do not want to overmix this cake or it could easily end up too dense. So we're just going to stir these in by hand using a spatula. Do not use an electric or stand mixer at this point. Once our last addition of flour is almost completely absorbed, now we are going to add in our sprinkles. You will want to use a heaping 1/2 cup of sprinkles for this birthday cake. Now we're going to divide our batter evenly into 3 8-inch or 9-inch pans. I'm using 8-inch pans today, and I've already greased the sides of the pan with baking spray. You can grease and flour them instead. And I'm also going to line the bottom of each pan with a round of parchment paper. This is a foolproof way to keep the cakes from sticking to the pan. I'm just going to use my spatula to smooth the surface of the cake batter. And now our cakes are ready to bake. So we're going to transfer these to our 350 degree Fahrenheit oven where they'll bake for about 30 to 34 minutes or until they're a nice golden brown on top and a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean or preferably with a few moist crumbs. So this is looking pretty good. So we're going to let these cakes cool for about 10 minutes in their pan. And after 10 minutes, I'm just going to take a butter knife and I'm just going to run that around the inside of the pan just to loosen the cake from the pan in case it's stuck anywhere. And then you're going to want to carefully invert it onto a cooling rack. It's very important that you let these cakes cool completely before you frost them. Now for the frosting, I'm going to be using my chocolate cream cheese frosting. It's very simple to make, so let's head over to the stand mixer. We are going to add 3/4 cup of softened unsalted butter, 12 ounces of softened cream cheese, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1½ teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. Now if you don't have a stand mixer, you can certainly use an electric hand mixer instead. That will be fine. I just prefer to use my stand mixer. It makes it a little easier. So now I'm going to cream together the butter and cream cheese and the rest of the ingredients I've added until everything is smooth and creamy. Now we need our powdered sugar. We're going to gradually add this to the rest of our ingredients with our mixer on low speed so the sugar doesn't go flying everywhere. You need a whopping 5 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. It seems like a lot, but remember we're frosting a big 3-layer cake here. Okay, well that powdered sugar explosion was exactly what I was trying to avoid. So let me take this opportunity to show you one of my favorite tricks for preventing powdered sugar from going everywhere. What we'll do is let me add a little bit more powdered sugar to this bowl. And now I'll just cover the bowl and the stand mixer with a clean dish towel. That way if any powdered sugar goes flying like it just did on me, this time it'll be trapped by the towel and it's not going to get all over your kitchen. So now let me turn the speed to low. See how nice and clean that was? Going to add the rest of the sugar in. And I know this doesn't give you a lot to watch on video, but I'm going to cover the bowl again. It's going to keep me from cleaning up a giant mess in my kitchen. Okay, so that went over a lot better, a lot neater. So now we can add our cocoa powder. You will need 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. I'm using natural cocoa powder. As you can see, I got a little sugar in it when we had our explosion earlier. All right, we survived making our large batch of chocolate cream cheese frosting, so let's go ahead and assemble our cakes. And of course, no birthday cake would be complete without some sprinkles. All right, now there's nothing left to do but dig into our birthday cake. And there you have the perfect birthday cake recipe. I really hope you guys will try this one out. If you do, please let me know what you think. I always love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Hey, if you guys enjoyed today's birthday cake recipe, I would really appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, if you enjoyed today's cake recipe, here are a few others you might like as well.